So this guy has an issue with free-to-play content creators. They're not your friends and are more like Bobby Kotick. Number 1 rule of the internet. Never trust a bald guy. Number 2, if you're bald, you have to have a beard. You have to. Bald and shaved looks crazy. All right, that do look crazy. I don't think this guy looks too bad with it, actually. But generally, bald and shaved goes insane. Now, I'm a free-to-play content creator. I like showing off this style of play. But I am curious why this guy has an issue with free-to-play content creators. Let's see here real quick. Let's see what's going on.
My name is Plazukas, and today's video is going to be on Wuthering Waves, but a more broader
Why does everybody say Wuthering Waves wrong? Is it really that hard to just say Wuthering Waves? Am I insane?
topic about content creation in general.
Okay. Now, I am very curious why a guy with 100 subs thinks he knows a lot about content creation. And I feel like this is a very out-of-touch take. It's kind of like when a 3rd grader who plays basketball tries to tell LeBron James how to do his job. It's just kind of like, okay, well, what are your credentials? Because I am curious what this guy thinks. But yeah, let's go for it, man.
I've been meaning to make a video like this for a very long time. I think the increase in content creation over the past 5 to 10 years has seen a trend to where corporations can now leverage content creators to market their products.
Yep, absolutely. But this isn't a new thing. This has always been a thing.
And they do it effectively. They do it as some friendly person inside your house that is conveying this product.
What the fuck are you even talking about? What the fuck does that even mean? Friendly person inside your house that's trying to portray this product? What does that even mean?
In a way that is very appetizing, in a way that's very pleasing. And it's kind of the new wave of sales that is sweeping the entire world. And it is done in a way that is very misleading.
Sure.
For those who play...
So what this guy is attempting to say is that there's a new wave of contracts that are rolling out for current content creators in the space that make it seem like it's very appetizing and very worthwhile for you to do. When in reality, the only reason why you think that is because you don't know your worth, and generally you get swindled by corporations to push products that you otherwise wouldn't if you weren't monetarily incentivized. But even still, that monetary incentivization is lower than you actually should be receiving. Hopefully I translated that well.
For those who play Wuthering Waves and who do it free to play, or for those who pull on the Gacha and then get basically reimbursed by the companies.
Okay.
That is no different than people on welfare taking advantage of the system, even though they have the means to basically work or pay for all their stuff. They just want to make more money.
Okay, I'm gonna need bro to explain that one. Okay, I'm also going to let you guys know that despite this guy being bald and wearing glasses and getting the intellect buff, I would like to tell you that companies directly recompensating you for the pulls that you do in game is something that hasn't even been offered to creators like Asmongold with some of the biggest, highest concurrent viewership on the entire platform. That's something that they don't do. They usually give you a stipend to spend. It's very low. The highest I've ever gotten for a stipend for wishing was $500. That is my highest stipend I have ever received in any contract I've ever done, and that was an oddity. Before that, I'm not even kidding you, it was like $100 or maybe even $50 worth of polls. I would like to say this for whale content creators like, Fob. They're doing this shit legitimately. Almost no companies that I'm aware of, and especially I can speak from the Hoyoverse community experience as well as Kuro Games, none of them are offering to pay you back for 100% of what you pay in the game. It's pretty much pennies, I'm not gonna lie.
Parallels between classical music and science.
Games do not make themselves.
Okay.
Free-to-play games are not cheap to make.
Oh, okay.
And yet...
Well, I mean, that's a very vague thing to say, because a free-to-play game is a whole genre from Fortnite to Cookie Run Kingdom, and there's a pretty big spectrum there, buddy.
They don't ask anything up front. When you have to go and pay $30 to see a movie, or $50 to go bowling.
Uh-huh.
There are games out there that are literally allowing you to come into their environment and play them. And now after playing Honkai Star Rail and games like Wuthering Waves, I have to admit, these games are complete packages, and they do not overly advertise their monetization schemes. It's there if you want to pay. It's not if you don't.
Yeah, very true. I think Kuro Games and HoYoverse are pretty non-interruptive when it comes to offering the players packages to purchase. Whereas other games like Raid Shadow Legends, even Cookie Run Kingdom, one of my favorite games, the moment you log in, you will see a pop-up for $1.99, get 100 summons. And if you click that, then you're going to see another package for $100 for another 300 summons. So it's pretty non-intrusive for all of the monetization model. That's very fair.
And I'm not here trying to belittle anybody that is playing this game and having fun free to play.
Okay.
This is specifically directed at content creators
Okay.
who play, who advertise this game, saying they're free to play,
Yep.
pulling on things even though they don't say they're sponsored or they're going to get reimbursed in the back end.
So I did disclose that I did do 2 sponsored streams for Wuthering Waves on the exact date of May 22nd from 10 to 12 and May 23rd from 10 to 12 p.m. CST. That was fully disclosed, and also 100% of the revenue I received from the sponsors, I also gave all of that back to my chat in the form of giveaways. So I don't know what other free-to-play content creator he's talking about. Yeah, I really don't know who this video could be. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really think there's any predatory free-to-play streamers or content creators currently on the platform, because if there were, I would have already called them out. So I'm really not sure who this guy's talking to.
You are deplorable.
How?
You are no different than a succubus or a hellish being that consumes everything.
I mean, I can see how I might be an incubus when I'm around your mom, because, man, she's been sucking my dick every day this month. But the great almighty Tectone being compared to a demon, this is a new one.
You are the absolute reason or the equivalent to what a big corporation does
Okay.
for maximizing their profits.
Okay, let's hear it.
There's no difference here.
Okay, why?
You're trying to entice people saying you're free to play to come watch your videos because you're like them.
That's fair.
Or you're suggesting that you're spending all this money when you're going to reimburse it or get refunded.
Okay, so those are 2 different content creators. So what he's saying is if you're free to play, you're evil. And if you spend money, you're evil. I would like to go down and say it once again, and feel free to prove me if I'm wrong. And I know pretty much every creator in this space. There's not a single creator in this space who is being 100% reimbursed for every pull they do in this game. If they were, I would have already talked about it, because that's what I do, and that's why companies fucking hate me. Yeah, so that just doesn't exist. I would like this guy to continue what he's saying, but why are free-to-play creators an issue?
With temperance and
Go ahead.
discipline.
You got this?
In my opinion, if your job is content creation and you're playing a game, yes, you should support it. You should not ask for anything in return, because the reason why you're playing that game is because you enjoy it, because that's all your videos.
Yeah, I agree. If you have a job and you work it and you like it, you should tell your boss, I don't want any pay. I do this for love. I do this out of the goodness of my heart. Yeah, no, I agree. I work on exposure. It's good.
And yet I surmise that you don't enjoy it, that this is just a job. And therefore, you're no different than a salesperson. And therefore, you're no different than Bobby Kotick or any of the other executives that exist in these companies that are only there for profit. And I think that people need to be aware of that.
Okay, so because I'm free to play and I play Wuthering Waves, that makes me an evil man and an evil salesman. Okay, I want to let him cook a little bit, because he's getting on something real quick.
I think people need to understand that. They're not your friends. Content creators are not your friends. Some of them actually are gamers that really want to play the game.
Like who?
That really support video games as a hobby. And some people are there just to consume for content to make money.
I will be real. I don't think there's anything wrong with making content just to make money. I think when Ninja went to Mixer and collected what is it, like $50 million. I'm not going to call him an evil man, but sometimes you got to take care of yourself. I don't really think there's anything wrong with making money from making content creation. And I think when people say the thing of, oh, you're just doing this for views, you're just doing this for money, well, I think they're just fucking idiots. You know, they're kind of just idiots, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what everybody does. The world sucks and then you die, right? And finding a way to make money with something that you enjoy, I think is an overall good thing. This guy's really trying to make a point, really not sure what the point is.
I can't tell you what the difference is, but there are plenty of people. I can't tell you what the difference is, but there are plenty of people who are covering Wuthering Waves that are.
So this guy doesn't know the difference between a good guy and a bad guy, and he doesn't really know what's going on, but I'm telling you they're evil.
Of that ilk, and there's other content creators who are genuine and actually do care about video game development. There is not a free-to-play game that I've played in the past 20 years that I have not eventually supported. Period.
So let me explain to you why free-to-play content creators are very important to the space, as well as content creators with the proper disclosures. So free-to-play content creators are very important to showcase their full gameplay because they can show players who play these otherwise predatory games that you can still fully enjoy the game without spending money whatsoever. Okay, now what's very important is for those content creators to tell people how much they've played this game. And that's why whenever I do an update, I allow people to know how long I played in order to achieve the success that I achieved. Okay, so what this does is this does also help the company, but it also helps the player base to know that they don't have to spend money, but it will also help Kuro Games have more people playing the game, which will increase a very important category for games, which is player retention. And player retention they can sell to investors in order to further continue developing their game. Because the more players a game has, the more healthy it seems, and the more likely investors are to invest into a game or a company.
I never play a game completely free to play because I actually think it is the issue with the industry. Games are cheaper than most other hobbies, period. And most likely, games will increase in price in the next year or two, guaranteed, especially with GTA 6 on the horizon.
Oh, okay.
It is going to be a mile.
So no, guys, you can play any game free to play and it's completely fine. You don't need to buy a single skin in League of Legends. You don't need to buy a single skin in Fortnite. You don't need to drop a single dollar to do any pulls in Wuthering Waves. If a game is free and you are playing it, you are directly supporting the company by increasing their player retention and also spreading the game by word of mouth. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense with proof and not just random common hearsay while drooling from my bottom lip.
Milestone. It's going to be a new trend, a new wave of increase, in my opinion, whether it be base product or all their other different options. I needed to make this video because I think it's extremely important for people to understand that if you play or watch content creators who suggest that they're free to play and yet actually make a living on YouTube and this is their job, just think about it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Think about
Maybe
what?
I'm right.
Think about what?
Put it down in the comments below. My name is Bazookas. If you like this content, like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.
I'm going to keep it a buck. This is not an individual of a sound mind. I actually feel bad for this guy because he's surely convinced that there's a conspiracy going on that just quite simply only exists in his own head. And I hope that God has mercy on his soul. But bro needs to be brought out of the kitchen. And maybe the dude should just stick to collecting more Mickey Mouse collectibles in the background, okay? Maybe we go back to the M&M factory and maybe we just put down the YouTube video next time before we upload it. Legit, if you have any questions on the ins and outs of content creation, feel free to ask me anytime. I love talking about it. But this guy, you know, he's like a level 1 crook. I'm like a level 99 mafia boss. And I'm trying really hard not to laugh at how stupid that fucking video was. But that was just about the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Anyways, Yeah, I'll see you on the next one, boys. Peace.